Hey, what's good, YouTube? Thank you for all my supporters. I need y'all help on this one. Let's give a debate. Today's debate will be: does people who kill somebody accidental and say for one reason, they just say for one reason that person never gets called, never gets convicted of the crime, never did no jail time because he just completely point blank. He hid good, he hide good, he hid for a long amount of time to where it'll be too long for him to even go to jail on what he did wrong. And let's just say during the time of why he was hiding, he said he finds God, he changed his life, he's been going to church a lot, and now he's a deacon or a pastor. He runs into you. He remembers you, you remember him. You said to yourself from the day one that you seen this motherfucker, and you say he killed your little daughter, they say he killed your little son or something like that. You and your wife only had one kid. So let's just say he killed your daughter. The son's still alive, and later on in life, you finds out that your wife's not able to have no more kids, and you only raised one kid. Now your kid, your son, he grows up, he's in college. All his life, he talked about like how things would have been if his sister was still alive, how things would have been. You and your wife, y'all talk about how things could have been if this would have never happened. And it hurts y'all, it destroys y'all family, right? The question is, if you run into your child's killer, do you A, listen to what he say, give him a chance because you're not God, right? God is a forgiving God, and you say to yourself, a part of you would say to yourself, you let God handle it, right? But let's just say the other part of you is so hurt and so damaged from what happened, you decide to shoot this man, you kill this man. And not only you kill this man or something like that, but now that you killed this man, you start feeling guilt or you start feeling bad. And now that you're in jail, you leave your wife alone, you leave your son alone, but now you're in jail doing 25 years for killing the man who killed your daughter. One part of you is going to feel good that you got him back, right? The other part of you is going to be like, damn, I did this. I don't regret it, but now I regret because now you're not a free man. You're not living your happy life no more. You got back your revenge. You got back your revenge. And long story short, you're starting to wonder to yourself, did you do the right thing? Some people will say, yeah, man, if I was in your shoes and if that was my kid and that shit happened to me, I did the same thing. I'm totally with you. I'm totally for you. And you just feel like since you killed that motherfucker, the judge should be like easier on you on the time, by versus the guy that accidentally killed your daughter or your son. But or to twist the story up, let's just say he killed your daughter. He does go to jail, but he doesn't. Since it was an accident, the judge convicted him to 10 to 15 years. What good time he could get out in 5 years. So he gets out in 5 years. That killer gets out and he changed his life. He comes up to you, you're mad, you wants to shoot him. You have a choice. Do you shoot him, but he tells you a good story? Let's just say a part of you, let's go back to the first story. Let's just say he doesn't get time for killing your kid. He got away with it. The police didn't do their job too good to do what they have to do to find us. He comes up to you and say, hey man, don't kill me, don't shoot, don't shoot. I changed my life, I gave my life to God. You hear that, something goes on in your head and your body and tells you, I'm going to forgive this man. I ain't going to kill him, I'm going to hear him out. So you give him a couple minutes to him to tell you what happened and what went down. You want to hear the story. He's telling you the story. He was a game banger. He was trying to shoot a guy. He didn't really see your daughter right then and there. All he seen, because he was so angry, he had rage in his eye, all he seen was that guy that he wanted to kill. His intentions was to kill Ben. Instead of killing Ben, he killed your daughter. I'm not saying something wrong with you for wanting to revenge, because if somebody killed my kid, I'm going to want a revenge. But me being a man of God, or a man who believes in God, I believe in giving somebody a second chance. One thing I learned about death, my mom being dead, is no matter if cancer took my mom, no matter if drugs took my mom, no matter if my mom was to be accidentally shot, whatever. One thing about death, you can't bring that person back. So regardless, if it wasn't, say for instance, if cancer never killed my mom, say for instance, if somebody accidentally shot my mom, yeah, I'd be hurt, I'd be devastated, I'd be angry. But this is what I believe about revenge. And that person gets away with it. And I see that person. The most I could do is to kill that person back, get the revenge, and wind up in jail for me killing him for my mom, and then getting out on good behavior type of shit, and the grace of God giving me a second chance, or a chance of me really having to be in there my whole life. I would start to think to myself, was killing this nigga was worth it? Because at the end of the day, not only he killed my mom, but he got me to kill him, and now he kills me. Because now I'm locked up. Or do I learn how to accept it for what it was and give him a second chance and be smart about it? Do I move out of town and leave town because I don't feel safe in this town? And I mean, something like that can happen anywhere, right? Or do I just give him a chance to live his life? This person truly necessary said, look man, I changed my life. I no longer gangbang. I apologize. And they just say, sometimes you see in the movies, you see somebody has some money for you. But let's just say in this scenario, because I don't want to make everything about money. Let's just say he has no money for me. One thing he gives me, apology, and invites me to church. Church, he's a good pastor, he's a good guy. I learned to trust him, and he doesn't do nothing wrong other than that. I forgave him. He did what he did. A lot of people say to me, how can you forgive somebody who killed your child? Or how can you forgive somebody who killed your loved one? Sometimes in life, you got to do things that's unbelievable for you to do. Like forgiving somebody who killed your child, or forgiving somebody who killed your loved one. One thing we got to realize is that there's only one real God. There's a lot of other gods in this world of higher power, but that's another story, another subject. But what I'm saying is, there's only one real God, and nobody know about death, about heaven or hell, until we die. So, if this was meant to be a perfect world, it won't be accidents like people accidentally killing the wrong person, or people cheating, or people stealing. None of this wouldn't exist if we lived in a perfect world. Can you imagine a world everything was perfect? Everybody was perfect. There wouldn't be no wrong. There wouldn't be no cheating. There won't be no killing. There won't be no child molestation. There won't be nothing. There won't be no sin. So imagine a world with no sin, no nothing, no crimes, no jail, no nothing. That would be a beautiful world, wouldn't it? So what I'm saying in life is, it's always right to get back revenge. Is revenge better than forgiveness? Do a person who sincerely kills somebody, who literally kills somebody and sincerely changed their life, do they deserve forgiveness? Do they deserve for you forgiving them and letting it go and move on life? You don't have to be their friend. You don't have to love them. But you know how much blessed you're going to be to forgive them and just move on with your life and just either move out of town or move far away. I don't know, but all I can say is if you get revenge and in this life you live, you're going to get consequence. Is that consequence and that revenge is worth you getting the time, which you end up in jail, somebody winds up killing you? Is it better to get revenge? Or is it better to just forgive somebody and move on and let go? Let's debate. How would you feel if a killer who killed your loved one runs into you, man, woman, boy, girl, and either he got time for it, but you find out he only gets, instead of getting 25 years to life, he only get like 10 years and they let him out within 5. And he's free. And you see him again, but he says it's changed his life. Would you A, kill this man? Or would you B, forgive him and just try to understand why and what for? That's some things to think about. Or do you try to get somebody to kill them? How do you deal with a situation where here it is, this guy who killed the loved one, gets sky-free, 5 years, he did time for what he did wrong, but he didn't get life. How do you feel? Or he never get caught, never get no time, sky free. The question is, do you A, forgive him? B, do you kill him? C, do you get somebody to kill him? You pay somebody. How do you deal with that situation? Me personally, being a man of God, I put my faith in God. So I put faith that if I see that person that killed my family member, be there to be my mom, be there to be my child, I'm going to forgive him. If he sincerely changes his life and sincerely asks for forgiveness. But here goes the twist. What if he didn't change his life and he got away with it? He's still gangbanging, he's still shooting, but he doesn't say nothing to you because he got that gangbanger attitude, or he just tells you it was an accident. Or he just still asks for the forgiveness. But he's still doing what he does. Do you still try to get revenge? Move away? What do you do? Me personally, I forgive him, regardless if he's still doing the same shit or not. I just move away. Or I try to make a quick police report at that point if he's still doing it. But if he changed his life, I try my best to forgive him. Either or, that's kind of like a tough decision. But all I'm trying to say to you people, sometimes in life, you got to swallow that pill. You got to move forward. And you got to learn how to forgive and let go. And just let God handle it. And just believe in God that He's going to guide you in a better life if you forgive that person. And just let go. Something about having trust in God will fix everything. That's all I got to say. So for those who try to get revenge on somebody who did some wrong to you, just think about, what would God do if you forgave them? What would God do if you turn the other cheek and move forward, just think about what would Jesus do? What would it mean to God for you to forgive them or to let go? Leave the comments below. Peace. Over and out. John Polito.